The human patrol ship Horizon-Star moved quietly through the dark space near the border of unexplored regions. Captain Ryland stood on the bridge with calm eyes, but inside he felt something strange tonight. Space was silent, yet it felt heavy, as if something was waiting in the darkness. The crew went about their duties until a sudden beep broke the silence. A young radar officer, Mira, frowned at her screen. "Captain, I am picking up a very weak distress signal. It is old, very old. Maybe days, maybe weeks." Captain Ryland walked closer. "Origin?" he asked. Myra shook her head slowly. "Unknown. It is not human. Not from any alien race we know. The signal is fading fast." The captain knew one rule of deep space service: never ignore a distress call. Lock onto the signal. Show us where it is. The screen zoomed in, revealing a small blinking dot near an asteroid belt. It was drifting far from any known travel route. "Home," the captain said. "Set course." Slow and steady, the ship moved through the thick field of broken rocks and icy debris. The distress signal grew clearer, but also weaker. It felt like chasing a dying voice lost in a storm. Soon the Horizon-Star reached an empty patch of space. Nothing but darkness. Nothing but silence. But the signal was right here. "Scan the area," Captain Ryland ordered. The ship's scanners hummed. Myra's eyes widened. "Captain, I found something. It is small, like an escape pod, but I cannot identify the technology." "Bring us closer," Ryland said. When the lights of the Horizon-Star touched the object, everyone grew silent. The pod was cracked, half-burned, and covered with strange markings. It looked ancient and alien. No one had seen anything like it. "Life signs?" the captain asked. "Yes," Mira whispered. "Two very weak life signs." A rescue team suited up quickly and approached the escape pod. When they opened it, warm light spilled into the dark space inside. Lieutenant Sarah, the team leader, froze for a moment. "Captain, you need to see this." Inside the broken pod lay an old alien grandmother. Her skin was pale and dull, her breathing shallow. She looked like she had carried a heavy burden for far too long. In her arms, wrapped tightly and protectively, was a small alien child, barely breathing, barely moving. The grandmother opened her eyes just a little, as if using the last piece of her strength. She looked at the humans with tired, gentle eyes. Then she whispered one sentence soft, broken, but clear enough for every human in the rescue team to understand. "Please, save her, not me." And then she collapsed into unconsciousness. The child made a faint sound, a soft whimper, as if sensing danger even in her sleep. The rescue team carried both aliens to the medical bay. The door shut behind them, leaving the crew in silence once again. Captain Ryland followed the medical team quickly. "Status?" he asked. Dr. Jensen checked the grandmother first. "She is dying. Severe hunger. Long dehydration. She protected the child with her own body. That is the only reason the child is still alive." "And the child?" the captain asked. "She is weak but stable, but there is something unusual." "What is it?" The doctor hesitated. "Her biology is different. Very different. More advanced than anything we have seen. We also found a glowing crystal inside the pod right next to the child. It may be important." Captain Ryland felt something shift inside him. This was no normal rescue mission. This was bigger. The ship was quiet, but the crew felt the weight of the situation. An unknown alien species. A dying grandmother. A mysterious child. And a glowing artifact. Mira entered the medical bay again, looking nervous. "Captain, we have another problem." "What now?" He turned to her. "The signal we detected was not just a distress call. It also carried a warning. A warning? Yes, Mara said. A message repeats one word in a strange language. Our translator matched it with a human word. Ryland's voice grew tight. What word? Myra swallowed. Hunters. Everyone in the room froze. The child on the bed shifted as if sensing the fear around her. Jensen looked at the captain with concern. If something hunted them, it may still be looking. Captain Ryland straightened his posture. Raise defensive shields. Lock all scanners to long-range detection. The crew rushed to follow his orders. The lights flickered. The child suddenly opened her eyes bright, glowing, almost too intense for a child. She grabbed the captain's sleeve with her small hand. In a trembling voice, she whispered only one word. The same word the message warned about, hunters. And at that exact moment, the entire ship shook violently. The alarm blared. Mira shouted from the bridge through the comms. Captain! Something massive just appeared on the scanners. It came out of nowhere. The child clung to the captain, shaking. Dr. Jensen stared at the monitors in disbelief. Captain Ryland spoke in a cold, steady voice. Everyone to battle stations. Whoever hunted this child has found us too. The mystery had only begun. The horizon star shook again as the unknown enemy ship appeared on the scanners. Red lights flashed across the bridge. The sound of alarms echoed through every hallway of the human vessel. Captain Ryland rushed to the bridge while Dr. Jensen stayed with the alien child and the unconscious grandmother. The crew moved quickly, trained for danger, but this time the fear in their eyes was real. They had no idea what enemy they faced. On the bridge, Mira pointed at her screen with trembling hands. Captain, the ship is huge. More than 3 times our size. Its technology is different, dark, like it's alive. Ryland narrowed his eyes. Are they scanning us? Yes, Mara said. They are searching for something inside our ship. Ryland didn't need to guess what that something was. The alien child in the medical bay. The little girl sat trembling on the bed. Her skin glowed faintly, reacting to the presence of the enemy ship outside. Dr. Jensen watched her with concern. It's okay, he tried to say gently. You're safe here. But the child shook her head. No safe, no safe. Hunters come. Her English was broken, but her fear was clear. She placed her small hand on the glowing crystal that she carried in the escape pod. The crystal pulsed, glowing brighter with every heartbeat of the approaching enemy vessel. Jensen whispered into his comb. Captain, the child is reacting to the other ship. I think she knows something. Ryland answered, I'm coming to her. Don't let her out of your sight. The captain arrived moments later. The child looked up at him with bright, frightened eyes. She was no more than 7 or 8 in human years, but her eyes were too old, like they carried centuries of sorrow. Captain Ryland knelt beside her. Do you understand me? He asked softly. She nodded weakly. Yes, a little. Can you tell us who is chasing you? She hugged the crystal tightly and whispered, Bad ones. Destroy home. Kill all. Want this? She held up the crystal. Raylan exchanged a quick glance with Dr. Jensen. What is it? The captain asked. Why do they want it? The child looked down for a moment, then spoke slowly, choosing her words carefully. Crystal shows. Hidden place. Ancient place. Very strong. Dangerous. Only my people know. Ryland felt a chill. An ancient weapon? She nodded. Yes, hunters want power. They destroy worlds to find it. Why you? Ryland asked. She touched her chest lightly. I am last who can open the map. Grandmother protect me. She give food to me, none to herself. The weight of her words struck Ryland's heart. This grandmother wasn't just escaping with a child. She was protecting the last key to a powerful ancient weapon. Before the captain could ask more, the ship shook again. The lights flickered. Myra's voice screamed through the intercom. "Captain, the enemy ship is charging weapons." Rylan stood instantly. "Battle stations. All hands prepare for impact." The child grabbed his uniform sleeve. "Please, don't give me to them. They will hurt everyone." Raylan placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Listen to me. We will not hand you over. You are safe with us." Her eyes softened for the first time. "No one's safe from hunters. But, thank you." The ship shook violently as a blast hit the shields. "Shields down to 60%. Someone shouted over the intercom. Rylan turned to Jensen. "Protect them both. Lock down the medical bay." In the bridge, the enemy ship sent a transmission request. "Open the channel," Rylan ordered. The main screen flickered and revealed a dark, shadowy figure. Its face was hidden under a metallic mask. Only glowing red eyes showed through. A deep, cold voice spoke. "Human vessel. You carry something that does not belong to you." Rylan crossed his arms. "We rescued survivors of a distress signal. That is what humans do." The masked alien tilted its head. "Return them, now. And if we refuse?" Rylan asked. "Then you die," the figure replied without emotion. Myra whispered, terrified. "Captain, they don't care about us. They only want the child and the crystal." Rylan glared at the enemy. "We will not hand over anyone to monsters who destroy worlds." The enemy voice grew colder. "So be it." The screen turned black dot back in the medical bay. The old grandmother suddenly gasped. Her eyes opened weak, cloudy, but full of urgency. She grabbed Dr. Jensen's arm with surprising strength. "Child, protect the child," she whispered. "We are trying," Jensen said. "But the hunters," she cut him off. "You must not let them take her. The map, only she can use it. If they get it, many will die." Jensen nodded. "We understand." But the grandmother shook her head. "No, you don't understand. The map, it is alive. And it reacts to sacrifice. Great sacrifice." Before Jensen could ask what she meant, the ship rocked again from another attack. The grandmother reached out for her granddaughter's hand. "My child? My light?" The little girl crawled to her side, tears forming in her glowing eyes. "Grandmother, I am scared." The old alien smiled weakly. "Do not fear, humans. They have brave hearts. They will help you." The grandmother turned her fading eyes toward Jensen. "Please, protect her. Even if I cannot." She fell back, her breathing shallow, her voice nearly gone. Outside the ship, enemy weapons charged once more. Inside, Captain Rylan prepared his crew for a fight they might not survive. But none of them knew. The grandmother was already thinking of a sacrifice that would change everything. The horizon, star groaned under another heavy blast. Sparks flew from a console on the bridge as the crew held on to anything they could grip. The enemy ship outside was not just firing. They were testing the human ship, studying it like a predator. Playing with prey. Captain Rylan steadied himself. "Damage report." A crewman answered. "Shields down to 35%, Captain. One more direct hit, and we lose the left side." Myra stared at the scanner screen. "They are not just attacking us. They are surrounding us. They want to trap us." Rylan already knew that. The enemy wasn't trying to destroy the Horizon Star. Not yet. They wanted something alive. The child. Meanwhile, in the medical bay, the little alien girl trembled as she felt the enemy ship's presence. Her glowing eyes were full of fear. Every blast outside made her flinch. Dr. Jensen held her hand gently. "It's okay. Breathe slow. You're safe." But she shook her head. "No safe. They smell me. They feel me. They follow light. Jensen frowned. Feel you? What do you mean? The child pointed weakly at her glowing chest. My people? We have light inside. Hunters can sense it. They search for it. Jensen's stomach twisted. That meant the enemy ship outside wasn't scanning metal or heat. They were scanning her. The child continued softly. They want me to open the map. Only bloodline can open it. Only me. The grandmother, lying weak but awake, whispered from the bed. They want the ancient weapon. They think it will make them gods? Jensen froze. Ancient weapon? What kind? The grandmother closed her eyes. Not a weapon of war. A weapon of choice. It can change stars. Shape worlds. Destroy darkness or create it. Her voice cracked. In wrong hands, everything ends. Jensen stepped back, breath caught in his chest. This wasn't just a rescue mission. This was the beginning of something far greater. On the bridge, alarms beeped again. Myra shouted, "They are charging their main cannon. This one will break us." Captain Ryland clenched his jaw. We cannot escape their range. We cannot fight them head-on. We must think. The comm system lit up suddenly. Captain, Jensen's voice came through, tense and rushed. The grandmother is awake. And she says the hunters want the child for an ancient weapon. Ryland's eyes widened. That confirms it. They are not leaving until they get her. Suddenly, the enemy ship sent another transmission. Put it on screen, Ryland ordered. The dark figure with glowing red eyes appeared again. You have had enough warnings. Hand over the child now. Ryland stood tall. She is under our protection. You do not understand, the enemy said. That child carries power older than your species. Give her to us, and we might spare your ship. Ryland didn't flinch. We don't trade innocent lives for survival. The figure tilted its head slowly. Then you have chosen death. The transmission ended. Myra whispered, Captain, they are powering up the main cannon again. If they fire, our shields won't hold. Ryland knew. This was it. In the medical bay. The grandmother struggled to sit up. The child clung to her arm. Grandmother, please. Don't move. You are too weak. The old alien smiled softly. My time is almost gone, child. But you must live. She turned to Jensen with urgent eyes. Captain must flee. Even if only for a moment. Even if small chance. He must run with the child. We can't outrun them, Jensen replied quietly. They are faster, stronger, and they track her light. The grandmother looked down sadly. Yes, unless the light changes. Before Jensen could ask what she meant, the ship shook violently. The lights dimmed. A beam of red energy from the enemy ship pierced through the shields and scraped the hull. The sound of metal tearing echoed everywhere. The child cried aloud. Covering her ears. Captain Ryland stormed into the medical bay. We are almost out of time. Doctor, we need options. Jensen gestured to the grandmother. She knows something. Something about how we survive. Ryland turned to the old alien. What do we do? The grandmother looked at the captain with eyes full of sorrow and wisdom. You must run. But you need time. Time to escape their scanners. Time to hide her light. How do we get that time? Ryland asked. The grandmother took a deep breath. By using the crystal. The crystal on the table pulsed with soft, warm light. But the crystal only activates, she said, with sacrifice. The child grabbed her grandmother's hand tightly. No, no sacrifice. Please, stay. Don't leave me. The grandmother cupped the child's face gently. My star, I love you. But I am old. My journey is ending. Yours is just beginning. The ship shook again, worse than before. Mira's voice shouted through the com. "Captain, the enemy cannon is fully charged. This next shot will kill us." The grandmother looked at Captain Rylan and nodded. "It is time." Her meaning was clear. Her sacrifice would activate the crystal, create a shield. Buy the humans time to escape. Captain Rylan's heart tightened, but he knew she was right. The enemy was seconds from destroying them. He didn't have another choice. The grandmother reached for the glowing crystal. A soft light wrapped around her hand. The room filled with a warm, rising energy. The child screamed, "Grandmother, nitrogen monoxide!" Captain Rylan turned away, jaw clenched. He knew what was about to happen. And outside the ship, the enemy cannon fired. The enemy cannon fired a massive beam of red energy straight toward the horizon star. The blast lit up the darkness of space like a burning sun. It roared forward, unstoppable, powerful enough to tear the human ship into pieces. Inside the medical bay, the grandmother's hand tightened around the glowing crystal. Her old body trembled, but her eyes were calm. She knew what she had to do. She had known since the moment she sent the distress signal. This was her final journey. The child clung to her, crying loudly, "Please, don't go. Please, grandmother, please." The grandmother touched the child's cheek softly, her hand warm but weak. "My light. If I stay, you die. If you die, everything ends. Hunters win. Many worlds fall." The child shook her head, tears falling down her glowing skin. "No, I want you with me. I want you to live." The grandmother smiled gently, the way only someone who lived a long life could. "I lived enough. Now it is your turn." Captain Ryland stepped forward, torn between duty and compassion. "There must be another way. We can find something else." The grandmother shook her head. "No time. The crystal needs a life to awaken. A willing heart. My heart." The room shook violently as the enemy blast came closer. The ship's alarm screamed. "Impact in 5 seconds." Myra's voice shouted through the com. Everyone froze. The grandmother held the crystal tightly and spoke her final words to Rylan. "Protect her. She is last of us. She is future. She is hope." Rylan nodded slowly, his voice heavy. "I will protect her with my life." The grandmother closed her eyes, breathing in deeply. "Then my sacrifice is worthy?" The crystal burst into bright golden light. The grandmother's body rose slowly off the bed, lifted by a force no human technology could understand. Her skin glowed, then dissolved into tiny sparkling particles. The child screamed, trying to run forward, but Jensen held her back gently. "Let her go. She is saving us." The light grew brighter and brighter until no one could see anything. And then, a massive explosion of pure energy spread across the ship. Outside, the enemy's red cannon beam struck the horizon star, but instead of tearing the ship apart, the blast hit a huge golden shield that appeared around it in an instant. The golden shield rippled like a living surface. Absorbing the entire attack, the enemy ship shuddered in confusion. Their cannon failed to break through. Their scanners jammed. Their systems glitched. Not inside the enemy bridge. The masked leader growled, "What is this? What power is this?" But they didn't understand. They had awakened something older than their technology. Something fueled by sacrifice. Something they feared. Inside the human ship. The blinding golden light slowly faded. When the light disappeared, the grandmother was gone. Only a warm glow remained where she once lay. The child fell to her knees, sobbing. "Grandmother, grandmother, don't leave, please." Captain Rylan knelt beside her and placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. She saved all of us. She saved you. She loved you more than her own life. The child cried harder, hugging the now dark crystal. Dr. Jensen whispered, "She didn't just activate the shield. She changed it. The shield is alive. It's bonding to our ship. It's protecting her last wish." The room fell silent as they understood the truth. The grandmother's life now existed inside the shield. She had become the guardian of the ship. On the bridge, the scanners updated. "Captain," Myra shouted, her voice full of shock. "The shield is expanding. It's pushing the enemy ship away." They watched in awe as golden energy waves rippled outward. The enemy ship panicked, trying to pull back, but the shield's pulse forced it to retreat. The masked enemy leader snarled, "Retreat! We cannot fight that power." The enemy ship vanished into warp, leaving the humans alone in silent space once again. Mira exhaled shakily. "Captain, they're gone. For now." Rylan didn't relax. "We only bought time. They will return." He glanced at the glowing shield outside the window. "But now, we have something they cannot understand." Back in the medical bay, the child sat silently, clutching the crystal. It was no longer bright, but it felt warm like a heart still beating inside it. She whispered softly, "I feel her. She is not gone. She is light. She is watching." Ryland stood with Jensen at the door. "What now?" Jensen asked. The captain exhaled slowly. "Now, we run. We hide her. And we prepare. Because those hunters won't stop." The child looked up, wiping her tears. "I will be brave. Grandmother wanted that." Rylan gave a firm nod. "We will protect you. And together, we will stop those who come after you." The golden shield shimmered gently, almost as if replying to his promise. The grandmother's final gift. Her love, her sacrifice. Her legacy. And far away in the darkness, the hunters regrouped. And planned their return. The golden shield around the horizon star glowed gently, like a warm sun in the cold darkness of space. The crew stared at it through the windows, still trying to understand what they had witnessed. No human had ever seen energy like this. No human had ever seen a living shield, born from sacrifice. Captain Ryland stood quietly on the bridge, watching the peaceful glow. For the first time in hours, the ship wasn't shaking. For the first time since the distress call, there was silence. But the silence felt heavy. It carried the weight of loss, and the weight of responsibility. Myra broke the quiet moment. "Captain, what now?" "We can't stay here. They will come back for the child." Rylan nodded slowly. "I know. We need to reach a safe place. Somewhere to understand the crystal. Somewhere to plan." A young crewman asked, "Captain, where will we go?" "No human colony is ready for this kind of enemy." Rylan looked at the golden shield again. "We go home first. Earth needs to know what we are facing." In the medical bay, the child sat curled up on the bed, holding the crystal tightly against her chest. She wasn't crying anymore, but her glowing eyes were full of deep sadness. Dr. Jensen sat nearby, writing notes on a datapad. He paused and asked softly, "Do you want water? Food?" She shook her head. "No. Thank you." Her English was getting clearer. The human crew had been kind to her. They had protected her. They had held her while she cried. She trusted them now. Jensen spoke gently. "Your grandmother. She was very brave." The child nodded slowly. "She tell me stories. She say light must love, even when dark comes." She touched the crystal lightly. "She say I am last light of my people." Jensen felt a knot in his chest. "Your people must have been very wise." "They were before hunters came." The child looked up with a sudden seriousness. Hunters want weapon, but they don't understand. Weapon chooses who can use it. Only heart with love, not hate. Yenzin lowered his datapad. Can you use it? She shook her head. No, not yet. I am too young. But Crystal listens to me, and listens to grandmother. She pressed her forehead against it. I still feel her. She is in here, and in S.H.I.E.L.D., and around us. Yenzin gave a kind smile. She's watching over you. The child whispered, yes. And she is proud. On the bridge, the ship changed course. Engines ignited softly, and the Horizon Star moved forward through space. The golden shield traveled with them like a guardian spirit, protecting them from the cold void. Myra checked the scanners. No enemy signals. They fell back far and fast. Ryland responded, they will return. They lost their prize. They will be angry. He tapped the control panel. Prepare long-range communication. I need to send a coded message to Earth Command. This is bigger than one ship. Bigger than one fleet. Myra nodded. Then she hesitated. Captain, do you think we can win? Against enemies like that? Ryland looked at her with steady eyes. We have something they don't. Myra blinked. What's that? Ryland gazed at the golden shield outside. A reason to fight. Hours passed as the ship traveled. The crew repaired damaged systems, patched broken panels, and cleaned the scars left by battle. There was tiredness in the air, but also a strange calm. They had survived the impossible. In the crew lounge, two officers whispered softly. Did you see that energy wave? It pushed a ship 3 times our size. Do you think it comes from the child? No, I think it comes from the grandmother. I think she's still trying to protect her. Stories of the Golden Guardian spread quickly among the crew. Superstition mixed with awe. And hope. Later, Captain Ryland visited the child in the medical bay. She looked up when he entered. Captain, she said softly. Can I sit here? He asked. She nodded. He sat beside her, hands folded. I wanted to talk to you. She waited quietly. We are going to Earth, Ryland said. My people need to understand what is happening. They need to know you are in danger. She hugged the crystal tighter. Will Earth help? Ryland smiled gently. I believe they will. Humans protect those who need it. She tilted her head. Why? You don't know me. You don't know my people. Ryland's voice became warm. We don't help because you are our people. We help because it is right. The child blinked, surprised. Ryland added, and because your grandmother gave everything she had for you. We must honor her sacrifice. The child looked at the crystal again. I miss her. Ryland placed a hand on her small shoulder. She lives in the light you carry, and in the shield around us, she whispered. I will be brave. I know, Ryland said softly. Your grandmother knew too. As the Horizon Star continued its journey, the golden shield shimmered gently. It was peaceful now, but everyone understood that peace would not last not far away. In a dark corner of the galaxy, the hunters gathered around their leader. Their red eyes glowed with rage. We will take the child, the leader hissed. No matter the cost. They had suffered a defeat, but they were not finished, not even close. Back on the human ship, the child stood by the window, staring at the stars. She placed her hand on the glass. The shield glowed under her touch, like it was responding to her presence. She whispered, I will protect them. The way she protected me. Captain Ryland watched from behind, pride in his eyes. Humanity had gained not just an innocent survivor, but a new ally, a symbol of hope, not a new beginning, and the legacy of the alien matriarch. The grandmother who gave her life for light would shape the future of 2 species. Together, they would face the darkness. Together, They would fight the hunters. Together. They would stand.